HCAI has just issued a building permit submission change. And this is Chuck and Tiffany here, and we're going to go over with you what it means to your projects.
Good morning. Basically we've got a few new changes with the building permit. The TIO, they want sample test and inspection forms also included. So when we submit for building permit, we have to upload a TIO that has the sample forms. Basically our Delta 1 has to be ready to go. There'll be no more to be determines or anything like that. It has to be responsible firms and individuals, or they will not issue the building permit. Second, they are asking now for notice to start a construction now. So before it used to be a separate form, but now we are supplying that as we do it. So it's going to say contract award date we're going to know and planned construction start date. Whereas before we had to know construction start date. But since, it all depends on when the building permit's approved, they are wording it as planned construction start date. So that is something that has been added. A good thing that's been taken away is that we no longer have to do the IOR application form. So we don't have to get the 3 signatures from facility, architect, and IOR. That form does not have to happen anymore. They are replacing that with making sure that everybody knows who the IOR is by sending several emails out, is how it was explained. So they will be sending emails out to everybody.
Do they have to do their workload form still? Or that there's nowhere to put that anymore, right?
They do have to they still have to supply their workload. The HCAI site does have a place in the Oshkosh Report Center where you can download the workload report they want, but I was advised by one of the IORs that that cannot always be the most updated. So I'm still going to continue to ask the IORs for their current workload.
And we upload that with the permit application still.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna need the TIO with the sample forms and tests. We're going to need the IOR's workload, and we still need the workman compensation certificate. So those are the things, and the sample reports now. So those are the 4 things as you apply for a building permit that needs to be uploaded. As you apply for, I'm gonna just show this top part because it's a little snapshot. As I apply for anything on eServe, whether it be a building permit, new application, ACD, anything, they always have this little window that pops up with different things that are changing. So they've been leading up, showing us this little snapshot right here, that coming on this day, these are the things that are going to change. Still need the contractor's workman's comp. TIO is going to need the sample forms, all the things that I just went over. So that's how another place that they will show you. So we've been preparing and researching and okay, what's new and what's changing, and then Chuck's going to explain to you what that means on his end.
So I have a question I'll lead into. So it sounds like, to sum it up, where we had multiple workflows, we would apply for the building permit, we'd get the IOR application together, we'd typically submit those together. The IOR or the TIO would be sitting over here idle, office approved, not field approved yet. We'd get the permit. Then we'd issue the notice to start a construction. Then when we got to it, we'd work on the TIO, gathering sample forms and getting that Delta 1 cleared. It sounds like that's all pancaked up front to where we can't drag on that. We have to get it all done early before we submit for the building permit. Here's the question I'm going to ask because I know it's going to come up.
Okay.
Can we submit it but not get the building permit issued, or will they just reject the submittal if we don't have all this to go in when we apply for the permit?
You have to submit the TIO that has all the information on it when you're applying for the building permit. Because they're not going to issue the building permit. I think that's what it says in here. They're not issuing the building permit if that is not all there, because they're no longer going to accept to be determined and all of that.
Okay.
It has to be there. Like, it has to be there for them to issue the building permit to us.
Okay, so we have some more upfront work to do to make sure, and this is good to know because if we know the project, as soon as we get plan approval, they're going to want to start construction. We might have to start a little bit earlier on gathering this information because it takes a little bit of time sometimes to get all the sample forms.
I would say once your project is approved, you need to start collecting all your TIO stuff.
Or even before, if they want to start.
Yeah.
Quick, if they have the contractor on board and everything.
Right.
Yeah,
like
they might want to start
you got to kind of start on it right away because the contractor and the IOR are the ones who are going to know this. So as soon as we have them, then start on it.
Right.
Because
Takes
it's
time to
gonna hold
gather.
up the building permit if you don't have it all.
Yep. Yep. Well, there you have it. This is Tiffany and Chuck. Been a CNA Quick Tip. Thanks for watching.